This is my calm before the storm. It kind of centers me.
But Kathy Warren is still keeping watch out her window on her 92-year-old stepfather next door.
As long as I know he's sitting there doing something, I know he's fine. Hey, Dad.
Most of the rest of her day, in a modest mobile home park in Hayward, California, will be spent on his care.
It's almost done, Dad.
Okay.
Every day.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't been able to visit my son. I haven't been able to see my granddaughter. My life is really on hold.
She's been looking after him full time since her mother died 4 years ago. Do you feel lucky that you have someone like Kathy in your life?
Absolutely, yes, indeed. Like I say, I wouldn't know what to do without her.
That looks better.
Good.
And Warren, 66, a breast cancer survivor who herself struggles to get by, has been unable to get any government help for her stepdad.
Is it surprising to you that there's just no place where people know that they can turn when they get into this kind of situation?
It's surprising to me now, but back when I was working, this wasn't even on my radar. And all of a sudden I found out that there really are no resources out there for somebody who is in the situation that my dad is. He's kind of in the middle.
In the middle. Not poor enough to qualify for Medicaid, which unlike Medicare does cover many long-term care expenses, and not rich enough to pay for long-term care. So the burden falls on his stepdaughter.
I don't look at that as a sacrifice. I just look at it as that's just the way that life is right now. And much like when I went through cancer, it's just one day at a time. I think we need to zip this zipper.
And she is not alone. According to the Family Caregiver Alliance, some 45 million Americans are currently caring for an elderly family member.
I can't tell you the number of people that have told me they've given up everything. They've sold cars, they've sold property, they've sold furniture, they've sold things that they otherwise would have kept just to pay for their parents' care.
Former Democratic Senate Majority Leader Tom Daschle says the problem of long-term care is becoming a national crisis as more of us are living longer with limited resources.
Care is highly fragmented, and as a result, available services and support are not coordinated.
He and a bipartisan group of former public officials have created a task force to try to draw attention to the issue. Is there an estimate of how many people aged, say, 65 and older will at some point in their lives need long-term care?
The amazing statistic, and it's still one that it's hard for me to get my arms around, is that 70% of people over the age of 65 will need care of some kind, whether in their home or in institutions, before the end of their life. 70%.
That's tens of millions of people. And while there are insurance policies that cover long-term care expenses, they are out of financial reach for many.
Unfortunately, only 7% of people who are in need of long-term care are able to rely on the private insurance options today. I mean, these are really big issues for most families, and you tend to put them off until you really have to address them.
Nobody wants to talk about it. It's awful.
The title of cartoonist Roz Chast's illustrated memoir says it all. Just named a finalist for the National Book Award, it's the story of the decline of her late parents. Her dad, a Brooklyn public school teacher, her mom, a vice principal. You found yourself more and more playing the role of helper, and you were very frank in saying you really didn't want to.
Well, I didn't want to, and they didn't want me to. So it was kind of like nobody wanted any of this to be happening, but it does.
Her parents, like many older Americans, resisted leaving home for assisted living, the place as they called it. When in their 90s, they finally made the move, worrying about expenses took a huge toll on the whole family.
Make sure to scrimp and save every penny of your precious earnings. And when your scrimpings run out, 1, go into your children's scrimpings, and or 2, play and win the lottery, and or 3, apply for a Guggenheim, and or 4, start smoking, and or 5, take hemlock.
There are other options. In Boston, a group of seniors has banded together.
I have the support to, within reason, live the kind of life I want to.
It's called the Village Movement. It began in 2001 when Susan McWhinney Morse and some like-minded friends, determined not to go into facilities for the aging, founded Beacon Hill Village.
We are going to somehow or other create a way to stay in our own homes that's responsible, that is safe, that will not be dependent upon our children, but allow us to live our lives the way we want to and yet access help when we needed it.
Today, Beacon Hill Village has 340 members who pay dues of around $1,000 per couple a year. Charitable contributions from the community provide reduced rates for the less affluent. To keep members engaged and active, the village sponsors community outings like field trips and restaurant dinners.
There are so many activities.
Dorothy Leaf is 90.
What do you like about living all by yourself?
Well, I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. I eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it. And there are enough people around that I don't really get lonely.
Membership also provides a number of paid trips to the doctor and the grocery store.
Pomegranate, if you can find
Do you want me to look for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
would you? Thank you.
A small staff, along with many volunteers, assists with any number of large and small problems.
You can call and say, I'm losing my hearing. I really don't know quite what I should do. There's a group of people that will advise you.
60 seconds, as many reps as you can do.
83-year-old Roger Cox says the village not only gives him a regular exercise group, but also peace of mind.
As the male and feeling like statistically I would go before my wife, if something happens, she can pick up the phone and call with any kind of a question and get direction or support.
The folks at Beacon Hill Village realized the nationwide need for such services when the New York Times ran a story about them.
In 2 weeks, we had 1,000 phone calls from all over the country saying, is there a village here? How do we start a village? How did you do it? What are you doing it? Will you help us?
There are now 140 villages across the country and over 100 more in development. And Tom Daschle believes that such grassroots solutions will be the answer, because federal officials just don't want to deal with the crisis in long-term care.
Right now, the political polarized environment we face precludes any serious attempt to address it.
Meanwhile, for caregivers like Kathy Warren, there is no relief in sight.
What would happen to him if you weren't around to care for him?
There's no plan. Look at the little bird over here. And I shudder to think what would happen to him. Well, hopefully I'll never find that out.